I appreciate it. I'll probably notify people now to give it a couple of minutes. But like we say, even if there's not loads of people that come in, everyone can watch back on it and it helps someone. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you've done a perfect job there, Jem. Thank you, babe. Can you hear us all right, Jen? Sound check, sound check. I'll be going to see you, Jen, and then Trace will be next.
Yep.
But I'll probably stay at Hotel when I go down to Trace's. Don't think her husband, especially cope with COVID.
I've only got a 1-bedroom bungalow.
Oh, that's cute. I love a bungalow. No, yeah, I'd find somewhere cheap just for 2 nights, like a travel lodge or something. Come stay down with you. Can everyone let me know they can hear us all good? Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi.
We are doing a round 2, guys, because technical difficulties last time. Tracy's, then she was fine, and then my end went. So we're going to try it again. We'll get the hang of it. Takes time, doesn't it? I'm sure. Like you said, Trace, it's a learning curve for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And we will get to the point where we have 40 people in. I'm going to interview a lot more people. But I think what I'm going to have to do is deactivate my TikTok account. Just so I'm constant, because this is not something you can have 1 minute and then think, oh, I can't bother today. I'm glad you're all right, babes. You can hear us. Brilliant. I don't know why it's saying 1 person when there's 2 people in it. We'll leave it till 3 minutes past, and if not, we'll just start anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, Jen. Oh, sorry, you're saying hi then. Sorry. So what we're going to do today, guys, is Tracy's story is quite a complex and quite a long story, to be fair. I've heard some bits of it and not all of it, but I know she has been through a lot. Oh, ladies, darling. I've not been called back in a while. So we're going to do part 1 today. Tracy's going to talk for about 40 minutes or so. Then we'll do a Q&A, 10 minutes. And then we'll do part 2 on Wednesday. So that way no one forgets too much. And it's not difficult for Trace then.
That's too much information for one night, I think.
No, yeah, I can imagine, babe. So obviously we don't, to affect you, and obviously people to actually be interested, not that are boring, but you know what I mean. Some people get disinterested after a little while of listening. And then we'll do part 2 either Wednesday or Thursday. I'll have to see what my diary is looking like. I'm such a busy person.
Well, you will be.
No, yeah. I think Jem's next. I wanted to do Vic, but she's not up for it.
It's a shame you can't record it.
I think you could. What, this?
No, Jen, Vic's.
Oh, Vic. She said she wouldn't come in. Hello, how are you? You'd have. You can do pre-recorded. Oh, hello. Nice to meet you from India. Hope you're okay. We're doing lives on mental health, so all the respect, please. Oh, very good, thank you, very good. Right, we're going to start anyway, guys. So Tracy can just go on. But yeah, we're going to do part 1 today, part 2 Wednesday or Thursday. Nice to meet you too, my lovely. Because obviously it is a lot of stuff for Tracy to talk about and us to take in. So yeah, obviously talk about mental health, etc. Jen, can you keep an eye on the comments, babe? Anything irrelevant, just block, babes. And anyone that's asking to be moderator, please block them as well. Right, Trace, do you want to start, babes?
Yeah, no problem. Right, I'm Tracy. I'm 62. I live in Somerset, formerly from Coventry. I have a husband and I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Most of my life, what I'm going to be talking about is done in Coventry.
Okay.
So we'll start with when I was younger. I was about 9. Up until about I was 14, 15. I was essayed, the R word.
2 seconds, Trace, 2 seconds. This is a really sensitive subject, so please don't be disrespectful. If you'd been through some of the stuff these women have, you wouldn't be saying that. So please do not be disrespectful. If you don't want to listen to what we've got to say, it says trigger warning. Please leave the live. Carry on, Tracy.
And I was beaten with a belt nearly every night. Um, I got used to it in the end.
No, yeah,
It,
I
it
hear
was,
that. Shouldn't have had to. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, it was that bad at home. I even got the belt if I bit my nails, if I was late home from school, even by 1 minute, because he walked to the school to see how long it'd take him. And for example, if it took him 27 minutes, he expected me to be home in 27 minutes. Bearing in mind, he's done that from the gate. I've got to do it from the classroom, go all through the school before I even start. So I was always late home, always.
It was never inevitable though, because his route was
Yeah,
shorter, yours was longer.
that's it. He only walked as far as the school gate,
Mm.
and I had to walk up the long drive to get into the classes. And sometimes, if you had PE last lesson, you're getting changed and everything, you're going to be late.
No, of
But
course, yeah.
he didn't take that into consideration. Uh, it was quite bad. I used to try and the essay, it was about twice a week. It was
Oh, wow.
literally horrible. I used to go to shops and I'd steal something, like not nothing major, like even just like a book,
Yeah,
Ladybird
yeah.
book or something, just so the police would come and ask me what I'd done, why I'd done it, and I said, told them what happened, and they didn't believe me. They called me a liar. I told the school. I even had marks on me,
Oh, wow.
and the school said, "No, we don't believe it. We know what your dad's like." I said, "Yeah, you can only see the outside of it."
Mm.
Because my mum worked at the school, you see, so they knew my parents.
It's
And
quite well to do, and they wouldn't expect that, like, upstanding
exactly,
citizen of the membership, like community sort of thing.
exactly. And you know how you get your mum as a friend and you call them auntie?
Mm. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had this Auntie Martha, and I was sitting by the bus stop one day and I was crying, and she asked what was up with me. So I told her what had been happening, and I was scared to go home. And she says, "Well, come in mine." She said, "We'll have a cup of tea and we'll talk about it."
Oh.
So we did that. Then I was only like probably 10,
Oh, wow.
11 by this time. And I was at home this one day, and my mum walked in and she said, "What have you been telling your Auntie Martha about lies about your dad?" I said, "What do you mean lies?" Luckily, my dad weren't there.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, "What do you mean lies?" So she told me. I said, "Well, it is happening." I said, "And it's happening to Linda as well." That was my older sister.
Yeah.
So she said, "No." She said, "Your dad wouldn't do that. He loves you kids." I said, "Yeah, too much."
Yeah. No, 100%.
So she wouldn't believe it, which I've never forgiven her for. I mean, she's dead now, rest in peace, but I'd never forgive her for
No,
the
of
day she
course,
did.
because your mum's supposed to protect you as much, no matter
Exactly.
what the cost, you protect your children.
Yeah,
And you obviously weren't believed just because you were a minor, but
yeah. And I always, being a parent myself, I would know if somebody touched my daughter. I would
no,
know,
yeah, yeah.
you know. So how come she didn't know?
You see the signs, don't you? You know, like
Yeah,
if you're withdrawn from your family, or you don't want to be around your dad by yourself, or whoever it may be that is
yeah,
essaying you, and they
yeah,
should click on. I don't know what it was like. Not that you are old, but there's 30
mm,
years difference between us.
yeah,
When
exactly.
I was a kid, it was taken extremely seriously by the police, but obviously you, maybe when your
Yeah,
era, it
that's
wasn't
it.
disgusting.
Well, that's it. So anyway, I kept running away from home, and as I said before, I found outside the swimming baths there was a concrete step missing, which I could get inside, and it was nice and warm. I could use the swimming baths to go toilet. Sometimes I'd have a cheeky shower.
Yeah.
And then my friend, she used to bring me some like crisps or some chips and a
Oh,
drink. And I was there about a week before somebody grassed on me.
I can't
So
believe it was a week. I remember you. That's where you stopped yesterday, wasn't it? I think, and that's when I was. Oh, not yesterday, before, and it froze. I can't believe
it was a
you were
week.
gone a week, and your mum, your dad, didn't even report it to the police. They probably looked a
Yeah.
little bit and thought, oh, can't
No,
bothered.
because they kept thinking, oh, she'll come home and then we'll beat her then.
Yeah.
And I didn't. But then I did come home.
Did you
Um,
get punished when you got home?
oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Some days I was beaten that bad I couldn't even go to school.
And they wouldn't allow you because they know that it'd be seen then. But a
Yeah,
lot of abusers are very clever as well, where they hit
I
you.
know, yeah,
You know.
exactly. So I didn't know what to do. Well, my nan never liked me because when I was born, they wanted a girl and a boy, and they got two girls. So she didn't like me because I was a girl, but I was my granddad's favourite. But I daredn't have told them because they didn't like my dad anyway, and
Mm.
they would have literally killed him. And I wouldn't like to see my nan or granddad go to prison, so I didn't tell them. But I still went round a couple of shops and started nicking stuff.
Yeah.
Small things like I said, a ladybird bought. I probably took some felt tips.
Mm.
Silly little stuff. But
Just to
one
be
thing,
away from home.
yeah. But
Yeah.
one thing I've never ever done is took from someone's house. Never.
No, yeah.
Shops. Well, I've learnt now that they've got insurance. They can get it back.
Right, I'm coming. No, I'm joking.
Um, and then one day I was round my friends and somebody, I can't remember, I think it was my younger sister, she come up to my friends and said, Dad wants you. So I went down and he said, where's the £20? I said, what £20? He said, this girl at the top of the street, her name was Anne Gallagher, she lived with her mum and it was at the top of our road. And he said, you took £20 from Anne Gallagher's fireplace. I said, no, I didn't. And I even learnt from then I wouldn't take from somebody's house.
Or your
And I
own.
said,
It's basically
yeah,
your own, isn't it?
yeah,
It's your
yeah,
friend.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I said, I haven't even been in a house because I didn't like the girl anyway, so I'd never went in.
No, of
And he
course.
said, well, she said you took it, and I believe him. So I got a beating for that. And he said, every day that you don't pay that money back, he said, I'm going to beat you. And I thought, Jesus, where am I going to get 20 quid from? I was like 10.
I can imagine it was a lot of money back then. 20 quid
Yeah,
is
it
probably
was.
like
It was.
150 now, maybe. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
I
where?
thought, where am I going to get that? Well, I told my friend that I was, because I was in her house. So
Mm,
how could I have took it if I was in with her? So she said to me, because her mum left home and she left the dad with all the kids. So
mm.
her dad used to give her housekeeping money.
Yeah, yeah.
So she said to me, she says, well, look, I'll give you the 20 quid and you pay me back out your pocket money. I mean, I only used to get like £2 pocket money,
No,
but that
yeah.
was a lot.
No, it's like 20 quid now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So I took the money to my dad and I said, here it is. And he went, see, I knew you took it. You've admitted it. I said, I haven't. I said, Jenny, my friend, he knew Jenny anyway. I said, Jenny gave it to me and she said, I'd pay her back. He said, you're lying. He said, I knew you took it.
You done it not to get a beating. You just
I
paid
know.
to make life easier for yourself. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
What he doesn't realise, it's affected you your whole life now,
Yeah.
the way you were treated. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So anyway, it got paid back even though I didn't take it. And I said to Jenny, I said, how could I have done it when I was with you all the time? She said, I know. But she tried to help me. She tried to say, well, come and stop with us. And if anybody comes, we'll just hide you.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
said, I can't, because I'd get caught anyway.
No, yeah, yeah.
So I thought I couldn't do that.
So how?
So,
Sorry, how? So you were from the age of 9 to your 14. The abuse went on for, like the
yeah,
essay and the violence.
yeah.
What? At what point did it stop? And if you don't mind me asking, and why did it stop? Did your dad pass away, or did they break up, or did you get
Right,
put in foster
I'll get
care?
to that. I'll get to that in a bit,
All
how
right.
it stopped.
Okay.
So it was still going on. And like I said, I couldn't tell my nan and granddad as much as I wanted to. Then years went on and it was still happening, this essay and everything. Like I say, not going to school. I was wagging school because I was frightened that if I come out of school late and I'd get a beating. So I wagged school so I could get home that little bit earlier.
Yeah.
I never got caught wagging school, and I wagged it for 9 months
Oh
in 1
wow.
year. And I never
Lucky.
got caught. I know. I don't think they liked me at school either, so it didn't bother them.
Fuck's sake. I'm sure they did.
No, I'm sure they didn't.
Well,
I was, I
you
was the
you
right
you
one.
lagged, so you didn't get a beating. But then I guaranteed, if he'd found out you'd been lagging from school, you would have got a beating for that as well. So you really couldn't win either
Exactly.
way. But you were trying.
Exactly. So, um, skip a few years, because even though these were still going on, skip a few years. At 14, I got a boyfriend,
Okay.
and I never told him what was happening. But my friend Debbie, she was with Paul's brother, so I used to stop round hers a lot.
Mm.
And then just before I was 15, oh no, I was 15 and I got pregnant.
Oh wow.
I know, I thought, Jesus, what's he going to say? So I couldn't tell my mum or dad, so I went to my
Mm.
nan and I told her I was pregnant. And she says, I'll pay for an abortion. I said, I don't want one, I'd rather have it adopted.
Mm.
And she said, you
Mm.
can't, because dad will find out. Because she knew, like, that my dad used to beat us, but she didn't know he was essaying an R.
Mm.
Anyway, cut long story short, I had this abortion. So he
Oh,
didn't
don't
know.
cut it, babe. Don't worry about the time. If you want to talk about it, babe. Don't have to
Yeah.
cut it short. If you want to
Anyway,
talk.
I had this abortion. I didn't tell Paul I was even pregnant,
Mm.
so nobody knew, only my nan and granddad. We still started going out together, and 15, I left home. I stopped with my sister for a couple of weeks, then I was sofa surfing with anybody that would
Yeah.
have me. And the nights I couldn't sofa surf, I had a thick dressing gown and a sleeping bag, and I used to just sleep in entries or bins where the bins were, just anywhere I could.
Bless you.
Then I turned 16 and I got pregnant, and I
Again.
thought, oh, yeah,
Bloody hell, you
yeah,
fertile, wouldn't you?
yeah. You wait for the rest. Fucking hell, I've probably got about 100 kids somewhere. Yeah, so I got pregnant again. And this time I thought, no, because if I have to have it adopted, I will.
Hmm. Hmm. But you're
I
16,
got
so you're a legal age. Your dad couldn't
16.
have done stuff in your legal age. Do you know what I mean? So obviously,
Not
you,
then, not
what's it?
then. It was
Really?
18 then.
Oh
Don't forget,
wow.
this is 1977.
Oh, I didn't realise it changed. I thought it would always be
Yeah, it
16
changed.
and sex.
I'm sure it changed. Anyway, I I went back home. I went back to tell my mum while he was at work. And she says, you both tell your dad. I said, I ain't telling him. So I went back out, and I was just sleeping in the entries and that now, because they'd found out I'd been sofa surfing. So they told all my friends not to let me stop.
Mm.
So I was just sleeping in entries. I slept in the doorway of the school.
16
Anyway,
must be so difficult and scary at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
was because don't forget, at 16, I was still a child.
You
In
are.
my
You're
life.
a teenager, aren't you? You're a
Yeah,
minor. You
yeah,
know, I couldn't imagine doing that at 33, let alone 16.
yeah. So my mum, how crafty she was, because I was pregnant and I was going to the doctors for my antenatal and everything. She grasped on me to social services that I was pregnant and I'd got nowhere to live and I was sleeping in entries. So they were going to take the baby off me, but then they decided that my mum and dad wanted him. So they gave him to my mum and dad and they stopped me seeing him.
You know full well what your dad's been doing to you.
Yeah, yeah. So he wouldn't do it to a boy because he didn't do it to my brother.
Okay.
So they used to go out every Friday night to bingo,
Mm.
and my sister would babysit. And I went in one night and I took him.
Good.
I did. I got him and I took him.
I'm not condoning kidnap, guys. Anyone watching, but
No,
when needs must.
I
It's your own
didn't think.
child.
I didn't think you could kidnap your own kid.
You can. If
You
you haven't
can.
got PR, if you haven't got
Yeah,
parental responsibility, then
yeah. Well,
ask.
they'd got the. They hadn't adopted him, but they'd fostered him till he was 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So I went and took him. Bloody hell, by 11 o'clock, all the police were out looking for me. They didn't get home till 10 o'clock.
Wow.
They found me at one of my friends. So they arrested me, took Jamie, that's my son, took him back to my mum and dad and arrested me. They took me to court for kidnap of my own child. How could your mum and dad do that to you?
No, not.
Beyond me.
And secondly, you told your mum what was going on and she didn't believe you. So I know your dad was, how can I put this without sounding, into females,
Yeah,
a S abuser, do
interfering.
you know what I mean? But it's still the fact an S abuser was around your child and there was nothing you could do about it. So
Yeah,
that must have really hurt you, and why you wanted to take your child, I would do exactly the same, babe.
yeah. So anyway, I just got probation.
Mm.
Just got a probation order. Then and me and Paul had split up by then because he didn't want me when I was pregnant. And we got back together. Look at me, I got pregnant again.
Oh, third one.
Yeah. I was 16 when I had Jamie, and I was 17 when I had Matthew. Yeah. And I couldn't keep, I still hadn't got anywhere to live. And I said to my sister, "Can you say I live here?" And she said, "No." I said, "Why?" So she said, "I'm not doing that." I said, "But they'll take him off me. They'll have him adopted." She said, "Well, that's your fault. You shouldn't have got pregnant." I
Oh,
thought,
wow.
you bitch.
I mean, I know they do say if you haven't got anywhere to live, don't get pregnant, but you don't say that to your own family. You try and support them as much as possible.
Yeah.
Even if, what trouble is she going to get in just saying, yeah, she's staying with me just until she finds some, or she could have just let you stay with her for a few months and then you would
Oh,
have found
no.
some.
No. So anyway,
Bless
I
you.
ended up having him adopted.
Okay.
Then that was in 1980 he was born. Then
Same as my sister.
I got back with Paul, and I thought this time I ain't having no kids. So I said to him, "No sex." So he finished. So he finished with me. I
Well,
thought,
because he
well,
couldn't get his way.
I thought if you can't get your own way, then you'd not want me. So tough.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to work at Butlins in Clacton
Okay.
just so I could get out of Coventry. I needed to get out. I needed to sort my head out. And the
Of
only
course.
way I could do that was by working at Butlins.
Mm.
And I met my first husband there. Worst mistake of my life. I we got together and we were quite happy and everything. And when the season had ended and we got back, she lived in Bedworth, which was near Coventry. Found out he was a mummy's boy. Anything she wanted, he had to go and do. We lived the other side of Coventry from them, and she phoned up and she went, Andrew, the car's wet. Can you come and take me to Bedworth? Because I don't want to get the car out.
Oh,
and
wow.
he'd ring to her and do it.
Sure they weren't having off? Some sort of incest thing?
Yeah, and then I thought, well, by this time I'd worked at a bingo hall, Granada bingo hall, and I didn't finish till 11 o'clock. Well, the last bus left the Full Meadow at 11. And he wouldn't pick me up. So I had to walk 2 miles home every night.
But he'd pick his mummy up.
He'd pick his mum up to go to the other side of Coventry.
And I'm assuming she wasn't old.
No.
Like late 30s or something. It's not like she was an old age pensioner that needed picking
No,
up.
she was in her 50s.
Oh, still
But
not
she
old.
was still working.
Yeah.
So, but his dad sat there with the car. Why can he do it? Anyway, I don't know. I was only married 8 months.
Oh,
And one of his mates come up one night, and I heard him say, she'll do anything for me, watch this. And we were decorating. He says, go and get me a beer out the fridge. I said, where's please? I said, you would be brought up with manners. And he went, don't talk to me like that. So I got the bottle and I smacked it over his head.
Good.
And
Don't condone violence.
No.
Good.
And he had stitches in his head. And I got reported for that. I just got a fine for that, £100 fine.
Just some snitches in your area, didn't you?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I would never be a snitch. Never.
No.
This is what Coventry's like. So me and him got divorced. And they found out I was having his kid. Oh, shit.
Is that your fourth one? The fourth one or third one now?
Third. Because I had abortion and 3.
Right, okay. Oh, this is
boys. 2 boys and then Kelly.
Okay.
So I had Kelly. And I got a flat, council flat, 2-bedroom. So I thought, well, at least I can keep this one.
Yeah.
So I was quite happy and everything. And then one day, one of my old friends from school, she said to me, she says, she's a snitch as well. One of my friends from school, she says, can I come and live with you? I said, yeah, okay. So she moved in. It was me, Kelly and her. And we used to take turns on having her in our room because she loved kids.
Oh.
Then one day, I went down because it was a flat upstairs. So I went out and there was a load of girls outside. Well, load, when I say load, there was 4. They were sisters. They jumped me. And I'll tell you something, my face was so bad. I had black eyes, everything. And this is why I asked you if you knew that girl in Peterborough. Because 10 years after she beat me, well, they all beat me up.
Yeah.
She got them for murder. And she went to Peterborough.
What was her name again?
Alison Poyner. She was short with dark curly hair.
Might be out now, though. If that was in 1980, 25 years.
No, because this was like, well, she's only been out about 2 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was in the pregnancy unit most of the time. So she probably was in there. I probably just didn't know her.
Yeah, well, she was there. Anyway, what had happened was she thought that I was having an affair with her husband when I wasn't, because her husband was my best mate. He was my best mate from when we was at infant school. And he always wanted to go out with me, and I said no, because we're so good friends, I couldn't do that. And not only that, Paul, the kid's dad, it was his cousin. So there's no way I'd no way I'd ruin my friendship
No,
for
yeah.
an affair, which
No,
I
of
don't
course.
do that anyway. So she got that wrong. She apologised, about a month ago. She inboxed me on Facebook.
What,
And
the
she
one
said,
that beat you up?
yeah. And she said, sorry about that. She said, I realise now that you didn't do it.
About
Thought
10 years,
it's too
20,
late now.
20 years too late, mate.
Yeah. Anyway, that was over. And my sister, that wouldn't let me live with her, she said to me, she said, you can't let Kelly, that was my daughter, see your face like that. She said, so let me have her for a couple of weeks till your black eyes and everything go. She said, you'll scare the hell out of her, because my face was a mess. I had stitches and everything. When the time come to have her back, she wouldn't give me a back.
Oh my God.
She always wanted a girl and she had 2 boys.
That's abduction. What you
I
got
know.
arrested for?
So I did tell social services and they said, well, with your reputation, what we'll do is you can have shared custody. Yeah, shared. I had her after school on a Friday and took her to school Monday. What good was that?
I don't understand how they could do that. She had no parental responsibility, so there was obviously no issue. Otherwise, Kelly couldn't have come
Because
home
we
with you.
told them that I gave her up voluntary.
Oh
And they
wow.
said, with my reputation, they've got to go on that.
No, you let her look after for a week or two, just to protect her for a week or two, get
Yeah.
yourself a bit better, and then have her back.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that happened. And then I thought, I've got to get out of Stockholm, the area. I've got to get out that area. So I asked for a transfer and I got a place somewhere else where I didn't know anybody in this area. And I thought, they don't know me. Start afresh. Then I met a lad bloke that worked at the windscreen company, and we got together. We were together 11 years. I had another child, Charlene. I don't know. And we were like glue, me and her. You couldn't put a piece of paper between us.
Oh.
Then I had agoraphobia because when I got up one morning, she was 6 weeks old. We'd just come back from Jersey, and the next morning I got up and I just collapsed.
What is that? Is that when you can't go out?
Yeah, you can't go out. So after I not pulled myself together, but after I got up and that, I tried to go to the doctor, tried to go out and I couldn't go. It was as if I was frozen like ice. Just couldn't go out. So Roy phoned the doctors and the doctor came out and he diagnosed then that it was agoraphobia. Because as he opened the door to let the doctor in, I started shaking. I couldn't even have the door open.
Oh, bless you, guys.
And I was like that for 3 years. 3
Wow.
years. They said that if I didn't let Charlene go out and get fresh air, they were going to take her off me. So Roy's mum, Charlene's grandma, she says, well, I'll tell you what, she says, I'll come up every day, 11 till 3, and I'll take her out for you, which was nice. She did that. Then when she was 3, there was a nursery that we could take her to. Bearing in mind, this is in 91. She went Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 till 3, and that child benefit paid for that. It was £3 a day, and the school dinners was in with that.
Oh, okay.
But 1991, so you're going back again.
I know, I was 1 then. I was 1. I wish it was that bloody cheap now. Jesus.
I know, but it took my whole child benefit.
Oh, it gets paid to these days, doesn't it? Like you get 15 hours and all that.
Yeah. Yeah. So my friend next door but one, her daughter went to the same nursery. So she used to take her for me and pick her up because she was going anyway.
Hmm.
So that was good. Then one day, Mary was ill and she couldn't, Fiona didn't go to nurse. Yeah, she went to nursery, but Roger picked her up and forgot to pick Charlene up.
Oh.
So I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I phoned the nursery and they knew I'd got agoraphobia.
Yeah.
And they said, look, we can't bring her home because we're not insured to carry her in our car. And we can't do that. And I said, well, surely you can just put a passenger in the car and bring her home. No, because she's a child here, a pupil, we're not allowed to do it. Thought, shit. Roy was out working. I've
These
been
days,
having,
these days, they would say that's fine. It's only one day, wouldn't they? But
yeah,
obviously, they've just been arseholes towards
yeah,
you.
because they said they weren't insured to bring her home. I mean, what's going to happen like 2 streets away?
No, exactly.
All the time I'd have agoraphobia, I used to have counselling, they'd come to the house,
Hmm.
and I was getting a bit better. By
Yeah.
this time, I could now have the door open, and I could have a window open. Anyway, I phoned the nursery and told them, they said, don't worry, we're here till, I think they said 6 o'clock or something. So you got 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I got the car key, because I could drive,
Hmm.
got the car key, and I thought, right, I've only got to go from here to the drive.
Oh, bless you.
And then when I get there, they're going to bring her out to me.
Oh, okay.
So it took me about an hour to get in the car.
Oh, bless you.
I've done it. But the weird thing was, I felt okay if I had a glass of milk. I don't know why. I just
Milk.
felt okay. Yeah, a glass of milk. And then I'd feel a lot calmer.
Glass of fucking wine, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
But you done it.
Um,
You know what I mean? Because you knew you had to for your kids. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that's done
yeah.
it through it.
So anyway, I got her and I got her home. But she didn't go nursery after that because I was scared that if nobody brought her back, I wouldn't get her.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't let her go nursery again. But I want to go back on something that I forgot.
No, go
When I
on.
was 14 and I'd got like a boyfriend and what have you, I know it was a young age, but I started drinking
No, yeah.
and I was smoking, not drugs or nothing, I only had cigarettes, but I was smoking, I was drinking, I was selling my furniture to go out.
The drinking would have subconsciously, maybe not at such a young age, you would have realised, but that was potentially subconsciously your mental health and you trying to block things out and just
Yeah, it was.
fun
Yeah,
and
that's what it was.
forget
My
everything.
mental health. And I was drinking. I ended up being an alcoholic by the time I was 17.
Oh, wow.
Um, so anyway, I got over that, had counselling, got over it, went to AA. Um, I Then I carried on with my life, and I still don't drink to this day. Still don't
Go
drink.
on. Go on.
But
Well,
when I had my agoraphobia, nobody'd go and get me cigarettes, so I had to pack up. Had no choice.
well,
But
at
I'm
least.
glad. But I am glad because this was in 1988 when I had my last cigarette in
No.
1980.
So I suppose the negative really got you into a positive, really, because agphobe, you can't go out, you couldn't buy drink, you couldn't buy cigarettes, and you just sort
Mm,
of had to stop it. But you got the counselling, you done your AA meetings, so that was really
yeah,
good.
done
Just
that. It
drink.
weren't easy. Definitely wasn't easy. But because I was younger, I found it better.
No, of course.
Anyway, I just wanted to get that in. Then my life, because I couldn't go out, I had agoraphobia, and he was a speedway rider for Coventry Bees. And because I couldn't go out, he met somebody at the Speedway.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. And he come in one night. It was New Year's Eve, actually. It was in the day. He says, we're going out tonight. He said, so get ready while I'm at work and I'll pick you up about 8. I said, okay. So I arranged a babysitter for Charlene, and I waited and I waited. He didn't come home. He took this girl to a hotel. He didn't,
Oh, what?
never ever. He didn't come back after that.
Whatever.
No.
Oh my God. I told you to get ready. You probably psyched yourself up for it.
Got
No,
a
you'd find that hard.
babysitter.
Just thought of walking out that door was not easy for you. Got
Yeah,
yourself ready and he fucks off and not seen him
yeah,
since.
yeah. His mum told me. So anyway, I thought my life's shit. It's not worth it. So I was only on my own for about a month after he walked out, and I met Lee. We've been married now 27 years.
Oh.
So I met Lee, and I never told him about none of my life. I didn't tell him about the essay, the beatings, and nothing.
No.
I just felt ashamed.
You've got nothing to be ashamed of. Like,
but then he's, because he'd split up from his ex-wife, he'd got 2 daughters, Chloe and Stacey, and Chloe was being essayed by her stepdad.
oh wow.
So his wife phoned up saying, you better come and get Chloe because Graham's going to end up killing her. So we went and we didn't ask no questions. We just said, come on, Chloe. So when we got in the car, we said, what's up? So she told us what had been happening. And I just burst out crying because she'd been essayed. And I felt sorry. She was only, what, 13?
Same age as you then, yeah.
Yeah. So Lee said to me, what are you crying for? So I told him. He said, well, you never told me this. I said, well, I'm not going to blurt it out, am I?
No, yeah.
Anyway, we took her to the police station and we said, look, Chloe, I hope you're telling the truth because if you're not, you're going to get done for wasting police time. She said, honestly, Dad, she said, he did do this. He had recorded it all. Yeah, he recorded it. And it was under the bed, a video under the bed. And when the police came to search the house, they found these videos. So they knew she weren't lying.
No, yeah.
And I said to them, I said, yeah, this happened to me. So I know she was telling the truth. And the police said, what do you mean? This happened to you? I said, when I was younger, nobody believed me.
Including the fucking police.
Yeah, she said, well, what I can do is open a historic case for you. She said, the only thing I'm going to ask you was there more than one of you that got essayed? I said, yeah, my sister. And they said, right, we're going to have to talk to her and we're going to check that you're not lying because it needs 2 of you. Well, my sister had just come out of hospital because she got GBS. It's Guillain-Barré syndrome or something, and it's a life-threatening disease. She couldn't talk much or anything, so the police went. She'd only just come out of hospital, and they said to her, they said, Tracy's made a complaint, blah, blah. Can you give us your side? She said, and her son said, no. She's just
A
come out of
complaint, you
hospital.
know, not an allegation, a complaint. Like
Yeah.
you, like why would
Yeah,
they?
but up until then, it was an allegation.
Yeah, fucking complaint.
So my sister said, all I'm going to say is she's telling the truth. And when I'm better, I'll come in and make a statement. So they said, right, we'll take it on as a historic case. And they're going to put me, on video thing. And they said, if you're lying, we can tell. So I'm not lying. Who would lie about something like that?
No, yeah, exactly.
Anyway, they did believe me. And my dad lived in Skegness at the time. And they went and arrested him, put him in the cells. They let him out on bail. And he phoned me up. He said, what do you think you're doing, making lies up about me? I just put the phone down. I'm not answering you.
Why would they let someone out on bail when there's two females corroborate, whatever that word is, corroborating? That's not a story. What happened, knowing
Yeah,
that could be danger.
because he hadn't actually got DNA. He hadn't got no DNA because it's a historic case. Anyway, they'd brought him in again for questioning, and that time he was in the police house for about 3 or 4 nights. And I thought, good on you. And he said to the police, he said, why would I do that to my daughters? I love them. I would never hurt them. And I said to the cop, he's a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Anyway, he said, well, what we're doing is we're going to follow this up, do another statement, follow it up, and then it'll go to court. The coppers come to me the next day and they says, oh, we're sorry to tell you, but your dad passed away. I said, you what? He walked in front of a bus and died.
I took the easy way out.
So not only did I not get justice, I said, I don't want to know about him.
No,
anyway, because we'd all fell out with him, my cousin Anne went and emptied his bungalow and that. And she said, you're having nothing from there. I said, don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. All my sister wanted was a diary of my mum's, a address book, so she knew when my mum died, my sister could tell them all the addresses, you know. So she burnt it. She wouldn't give it her. And then she said, none of you are going to your dad's funeral. She said, I'm not allowing it.
Why would you?
My brother said, well, church is a public place. Anybody can go to church. He says, and I'm going because I want to make sure the bastard's dead.
Yeah.
In the church, they had the coffin open.
You're not going there to fucking pay your respects. Do you know what I mean? You're making sure it's.
We didn't go anyway. But Linda said if we wanted to go, she'd have gone. But then when my brother got to the wake, they stopped him going in because they'd got his daughter. And they said, no kids allowed. So we weren't allowed in. Because they'd hired the room, it was classed as private, so we had no way. Yeah. So none of us ended up going, which I wouldn't have gone anyway.
But then on the other hand, it, like you say, it would have been closure for yourself to make sure, right, he's gone.
Yeah. And the last thing before if anyone wants any questions, the last thing is he was put in the grave next to my mum. And when I went up to do, because I said to my sister, I'm only looking after her half, not looking after his. And they'd put a picture of him on the grave, so I took it out and I scrapped it.
Fucking God. Yeah.
Then in April just gone, when we went down to Coventry, I thought I'll go up and have a look. I went up, they've got another picture. So I've removed the picture and I've removed the frame, cut it off.
Oh, good.
I don't care.
They deserve nothing. Yeah, 100%, babe, 100%. That's an awful thing that he done to you, like, for so many years. The fact that your mum didn't believe you, the police didn't believe you, someone that you called auntie, you thought you could trust her, she then went and told your mum, your sister, your mum and dad then basically took your child, your sister then kidnapped your child, and
she calls her a daughter now. None of my kids speak to me because of this. None of them.
We'll talk about that on Wednesday, actually. That'd be quite interesting because I've not heard that side yet.
Yeah, well, that'll go with what's happened Wednesday.
Yeah, that'll be one, guys.
That's about it for now. So if anyone's got any questions,
that'll be part 2 Wednesday at 8 p.m. again, guys. More about relationship she's in now, why she doesn't speak to her children. It's going to be interesting. But if anyone's got any questions, we'll have a few minutes for that.
And I am on antidepressants.
Oh, okay. So you've got is it depression or you get anxiety as well?
Yeah, anxiety and depression.
That's why I'm not fucking surprised.
I'm on 12 tablets a day.
Oh wow. Can you give me some? Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm detoxing. I'm struggling. Give me some tablets. I'm joking. I think the comments are a bit delayed, to be fair. But yeah. thank you for everyone that come in. Obviously, this is new. So we'll have a lot more people, but it's out there. And then the second part will be Wednesday or Thursday. I'll figure that out tomorrow afternoon. Second part. Yeah. I think it's a difficult thing to ask questions on, isn't it?
I know,
Like,
yeah.
you know,
Really, I think I've answered what people would want to question.
yeah, like
I think I've covered most of it.
I wouldn't know what to ask someone personally, apart from how the fuck did you get through it? Like that would be my question. How did you get through it all?
Well, I think I'm just a strong person.
Mm.
I got after you've had a couple of beatings, you just get used to it.
No, yeah, you shouldn't have to know. Do you know what I mean?
You
It shouldn't
shouldn't
be that
know.
way.
You
Like,
shouldn't know, but
I think it's like not to talk about like myself, but like the pair of us, like we've been through a lot, and we just say it as if it's normal. Like, yeah, I got beaten by my dad, or I've been raped about 20 times. Like, we just say it was normal because back then it was. You just got on with it, didn't you? You shouldn't have had to, and you shouldn't have gone through any of that. It's disgusting.
yeah.
And you're brave to tell your story, babe. And a lot of people have said that, like, well, thank you for
Jen's just asked a question. She's just
um,
said she's been through similar.
and I've only just started to get counselling. I hate myself. I'm very aware.
Hate yourself, Jen, because that's the worst thing you can do. Try and, I know it's hard, but try and think you're not the cause of that.
Mm.
This is what my counselling told me. You're not the cause of it.
No, 100%, 100%. My best friends. And the man I feel safe with are my best friends, hubby, my late granddad. Oh, bless you. But I'm wary of men, hence the lesbians. Shit
Yeah,
lesbian. But yeah, I'm the same, babe, but not all men are the
carry
same.
on through counselling because in the end, you will think, at the moment, you'll think to yourself, this is a waste of time. Because I thought that. But honestly, towards the end, you'll realise that you're the victim and you shouldn't be wary of people.
We're also warriors, remember that, ladies.
Yeah.
Every night get loads of flashbacks. Oh, bless you, like a
Oh,
PTSD.
I still get flashbacks now.
Do you?
Still, yeah.
Wow.
And this is about 45, 50 years, and I still get them now.
I coped with drugs. Yours was alcohol. She's been in recovery, guys, 30 years. Big up to
Yeah.
Tracy. And I used drugs. Obviously, I used them just for the fun of it to start with, but then it blocked out so much shit. And I struggle now, like yourself. We may not show it, but I
The
struggle
thing is,
daily.
in the 70s, drugs weren't a big thing then.
No, yeah.
So
Smoking and
I didn't
drinking.
know anybody that was on drugs, really. People used to just drink and smoke.
No, yeah. It's a
It
difficult
weren't
one.
a big thing.
It's a difficult one
Oh,
to cope
bless
with. The
them.
fact that you're still breathing, you're still alive, and anyone that's been through this is amazing.
Jen, you will come to realise in the end that it's not your fault. So your anti-sickness,
Off
I didn't
anxiety.
have them. I didn't have them.
I didn't even know you could get them. I actually feel a bit sicky, just from knowing, like, not in a bad way, but like just makes me sick what people do to people.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
it's like a sadness sickness.
My dad was like Fred West, but without the murders. He
That's
was
what
literally.
I remember you saying that. It's true though, isn't it? What you went through is
Yeah,
absolutely disgraceful.
yeah.
Not disgraceful. Well, yeah, disgraceful, heartbreaking, but you've obviously got to trust men again. You've got a lovely husband. By the sound, we'll touch on that.
Mm,
Tell that on Wednesday.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm really happy that
Yeah, my life's turned out
yeah, okay.
okay.
You know, not as it. Things around you or people around you might be okay, but your head
My
is not.
head,
No,
I don't know, it's still a bit fuzzy. I mean, I've still got some things to get off my chest, which I'll do on Wednesday without spoiling it, but my life is happy now.
yeah, and I'm glad. I'm glad you found someone that can treat you
Yeah,
right and
well,
supported you,
that's it.
told them, and actually believed you and didn't
Mm.
like your line like every other fucker did, because that wasn't good. People, your mum, your dad, the police, they're all there to protect you, and they fucking didn't. And I'm really sorry they didn't protect you.
But in the end, the police did come up trumps. They did do
Yeah.
that. I know it was like probably 30 years odd later, But they did come in the end.
Yeah. And then he chucked himself in front of a fucking bus the easy way out.
Yeah.
That's what they do in jail, mate. When I was in jail, so many pedos tried to kill themselves. Like, you're taking the easy way out. Do your time. Do your
That just shows his guilt, doesn't it? In my eyes, it shows guilt.
Oh, 100%. But then my brother-in-law got accused by my thank you, Nikki. I know she's doing another one on Wednesday, babe. So
yeah, doing another one Wednesday.
Stuff, but there'll be a lot more happier stuff Wednesdays. Like how our life's turned out. It's really like, yeah.
Oh my God.
My brother-in-law got accused.
What done it?
Oh my God, babe. Wow. Mate.
See, there's always someone worse off.
I don't see anyone to everyone in that sense. I get what you mean, like physical, mental, but I think everyone's story is their own in their own head. Bad, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're alive, we're breathing. I'm so sorry.
That's it.
Jen's got I want her to come on, and she said she wouldn't mind, but it's quite a complex one. It's something I've never heard of before. But yeah, my brother-in-law got accused.
Yeah, but Jen's only got to say what she wants to say.
No, of course.
She can leave stuff out. It just means that she's getting it out there.
No, of course.
And getting it out in the open, it makes you feel good. Yeah, she was 7 to 8. See, I was about 9.
Yeah, I was 1 year of age. I remember that. But my brother-in-law got accused of SA. He got my sister when she's 5 months pregnant. Brought up a little girl. She's 15 now. She accused him of SA for 3 years. It was false. Found out it was false. But he killed himself because he suffered severe depression. He put himself under the truck.
No.
He lifted his truck up and he dropped his truck on his neck and decapitated his own head, my brother-in-law, because he'd been accused of something that was so vile that he never. An amazing dad, and we found out it was a lie because she slipped up. So yeah, there is some people out there that do kill themselves for that reason, but it is guilt, like you say, and it's just because they can't handle prison. They know what's going to happen to them. They know what they've done wrong. It's not remorse. They don't give a flying fuck. Otherwise they would have done it in the first place. But yeah, they took the easy way out.
If they hadn't let him out on bail, he'd have been in prison.
Exactly.
That's what I blame them for.
But yeah, I think that's it for the questions because we've hit the hour mark near enough. But
Jenny just said I'm frozen.
Oh, she's not frozen on me. Can you hear me? Because we're going off now anyway. We're going off now.
Yeah,
but guys,
well, it's 9 o'clock now anyway.
Thank you for everyone that came in and supported Tracy in her story. Some lovely things to say. Jen, I'm so fucking sorry everything you've been through. Everyone to speak and do it on air or pre-recorded. You know I'm there. Nikki, thank you for coming in. Lisa, Trish, Jen, everyone that come in. Anyone else? Georgie. But yeah, we're going to lock it off there, and I'll put a post up for Wednesdays for 8 p.m. We'll do part 2. But much love to you guys, and we'll speak soon. Thank you, Trace.
Thank you.
Speak soon. Bye, guys.